This opens up a lot of doors for us. It gives us unfair advantages in a lot of places. And this is exclusive to Family First Life inside of the ILC and Integrity Connect. And it will probably stay that way for quite a while. So this gives us another, unfair advantage.
Sorry, not sorry.
Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency.
Mr. Honeycutt, so excited to be here with you. Your passion towards finding solutions is something I think is just in your soul, right? Whether if there's something broken, how do we fix it? Contracting's a mess, how do we fix it? Marketing and presentation's a mess. How do we get better quality leads for agents so we can move faster? What's working in other industries that should be working in our incredible industry? And so I'm going to pass it over to you, but you have pioneered there's a version of this that existed that was more, as my grandpa would say, kludgy, right? A little bit kind of funky where you got to kind of go through it, someone and someone. And then there's this way, which is absolutely fascinating. And this is a brand new lead type that has been under the hood, that is now fully out of the hood. I don't know what the opposite of under the hood is, and so I'll pass it to you and to kind of explain this to everybody, what it is, how it works, and how, we'll pass it to you, brother. So I'm excited.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on to talk about this. I'm excited about it. For those that don't know what this is, what we're talking about is consumer-generated inbound calls. The lead generation business has evolved just as much as the insurance business has evolved over the last 15 years. And so there was a time at Family First Life, when I first started in Family First Life, if we talked to people about simplified issue insurance, meaning like I got you a policy and then it issued on the spot and it came out of your bank account the next day and I got paid, like people thought we were con artists back in the day when we would do simplified issue, because it was $11 more a month for Dolores if she got the policy and get it immediately issued, or she could do a physical and not get any policy at all after it goes through all the underwriting. So FFL revolutionized the insurance business by pushing and making simplified issue business like a thing in the industry. Now, every carrier wants to do instant issue. Every carrier wants to do simplified approvals and make it faster, speed to the lead, speed to the client. All of that's because of us. Like we pioneered a lot of that. Family First Life did. At the same time, inside the lead generation business, there was this movement to pay per call marketing. And the old way to do marketing would be somebody returns something in the mail, they fill out a form, it gets sent to you, you buy it, you get it however you get it, and you call the person up on the phone, and then you pitch them and you sell them whatever it is you're going to sell them. Well, in every industry since like 2010 or so, there's been this migration to not pay per data lead, but pay per call lead. Because there is no more effective way to get an interested person on the phone than to have them call you. That is the highest intent lead you can ever get, because somebody's taking out their phone that's with them, that they carry with them everywhere. They're being interrupted by some sort of advertisement, and their interest is piqued enough for them to go, I wonder what that's about. And they push the button and they call you. Until Elon Musk invents teleportation leads, this is like the future of, this is like as good as it could be. Unless somebody can teleport to me, this is as good as I can get the thing. Now, what's interesting is the entire time that Family First Life has been growing the way we've been growing with data leads, this pay-per-call revolution has happened throughout the industry, including the insurance industry. But the only people that have really taken advantage of this technology is really call centers within the final expense industry. So what we did is I had relationships, because I used to do leads for a living. That's what I did before Family First Life. And I understood pay-per-call. And I'd met some people that were doing pay-per-call within the insurance industry that had call centers. And I was like, well, this is really interesting. So I just started dabbling around. And I came upon the partner of one of my former bosses, basically, when I used to be in the lead business. And This is somebody who I used to actually generate leads for dating sites. So I used to do that for a living, which is I could do a whole podcast on this. But back in like 2011, if before they had all the like apps for dating, they would have like actual dating sites where you had to go like create a profile so that you could find like the love of your life. And it was like match.com and it was like Christian Mingle and these types of sites, right? And so if I would run an advertisement as somebody in the lead business, I would place my pay-per-click advertisement out there and somebody would click on that advertisement. And if that led them to match.com and they created a profile, I would get like $11. Okay. So I would spend like $1,000 a day on advertisements, 2,000, 3,000, whatever it was, to get enough people to create memberships on these sites where these networks would pay me for those leads. And one of those people happened to be the partner of the guy that basically revolutionized the pay-per-call industry, who is Adam Young at Ringba. So that's how I came across the Ringba guys. And I went to them and I was like, hey, like, how many calls? Because there's other agencies that do calls, but what they do is they usually have a relationship with one or two publishers that just does calls for that agency, and the phone rings and it works out. Well, Ringba is kind of like the platform that all calls are passed through. So I would say 95% of the call industry touches Ringba in one way or another. So they're highly influential. So when I talk to people about like the scalability of this lead type, we've built FFL on data leads pretty much on Facebook ads, right? And thank God for the amazing lead vendors that we have. But people that generate leads for a living that are generating calls, they touch Ringba one way or the other, and all of their overflow ends up going through Ringba one way or the other. So the access to the amount of data and information and inbound calls, just to give you an example, an average day inventory is about 100,000 calls of people that are calling off the same final expense ads that we run for data. But instead of that being a data lead, the call to action is like, call this phone number. And so I took a group of about 40 agents and we tested out the platform and we tested out the quality and we got good at the script and we did all the stuff. And we got that to where we were taking about 1,000 calls a day and we're generating sales from it really quickly. And then I took that and introduced that to Integrity and we integrate it into the Integrity Connect platform. And so what we really did was we took the largest lead buyer in America for insurance and we coupled it to the largest lead pipeline in the world. So as the demand will increase, they have the influence to get more publishers to create more final expense ads and make it a fluid thing so that we can grow with it. So that was the whole process. So how does the lead work? You have 90 seconds to vet the lead.
They call you though. That's the magic, right? They're instead of like a live transfer where they'd call a company and the company would ask them some questions and they call you and say, hey, Trey, I've got Dolores on the phone. And then you talk to Dolores, like the lead is calling your phone. Yes?
Yes. It's coming. What's happening is you turn it on in Integrity Connect and your phone rings and that's Dolores and she's calling from an advertisement. And now you have 90 seconds to make sure that Dolores understands that it's final expense insurance. There's a cost, that she's under the age of 85 and she's in a state where you're licensed. Now I have to be careful how I present this because some people hear that and they say, well, you have 90 seconds to disqualify them or you don't have to pay the $55. Well, in order for this program to work, I just told you all the good stuff. I'm going to tell you sort of the downside of it. The conversion to billable calls has to be 30 to 40% consistently. Meaning you need to take 30 to 40% of the calls past 90 seconds, regardless of whether or not you think Dolores is drunk or she's crazy. Like, you got to take them. But when you look at it, it's the same lead campaigns that we're already running. It's just they're not filling it out, they're calling, right? So how many leads do you call that you never get on the phone? They never answer, right? How many leads do you call that you get them on the phone and they say something like, well, I'm not interested, or I didn't do that? Well, it's kind of like the same thing, right? But these people are just directly calling you. So when you get the person that says, hey, I think it's free, like you have to overcome that like you would normally overcome that instead of trying to beat the buzzer to get off the phone in 90 seconds so you don't have to pay your $55. And what we've seen is this is universal. Sam is another vendor that's on the ILC, Spectra. He's been doing this for quite a while. And as you talk to him, what you find out is the people that sell the most off this lead type are the people that take the most phone calls. That's who sells the most. They take the most phone calls because they're having the most conversations about insurance. And when value exceeds price, people buy. So you get the same smoke screens in the beginning, but if you just sell insurance like you know how to sell insurance and that value is high, when you show them a price and it's worth it, it makes more sense than their family having to have a bake sale or a car wash in order to pay for the funeral. And that's what they're really looking for anyway.
Hey there, hope you're enjoying the training. We came out with this insurance sales guide just recently, over 100 pages of insight to the business from leads, mindset, product knowledge, how to cover every objection, how to get referrals, scripts presentation. Huge resource. We just want to help people out there in the industry. If you're looking for some more tips and tools, click that link below. We'll send it out to you free.
So that's the good, bad, and the ugly of the whole thing, really, is that if you don't keep your billable rate high enough, you won't be able to remain on the program because it'll mess it up for everybody else. Now, to keep everybody in line and like really provide value and make sure everybody understands how to use this lead type and make it really, really profitable, we do a daily training at 7 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to share a boot camp. Here's what it is. It's just a simple thing that comes up on your phone. And I have the setting up campaign PDF. So it shows you exactly how to set up your campaign inside the ILC. I have a 2-video walkthrough. The first one is from your guy, Newport Beach guy. Was it Darren? The guy you sent me. Anyway, it's a good one.
Derek Thrasher. He's up.
Yeah. He's a stud. This video shows you exactly how to set it up. This video shows you some stuff you might miss in case it doesn't work right. Then there's a required training. A lot of people get hung up on the ILC because there's this required training step. So there's this PDF that says setup instructions, and it tells you just step by step what to do and what to do when you go to do the lead training, where to find it. If you don't get the email, the login, what to do. Okay. And then there's this other PDF that does common troubleshooting. So if it's not working after you watch the training, it'll show you what to do there. And then once you get it turned on, if you're not getting calls, this will tell you all the reasons why you may not be getting calls. Like for one thing, and this might get you really excited about taking inbound calls, because the latest iPhone update has this setting toggled on that basically says screen all my calls. And if you don't know to turn it off, you can't turn it off. So the good news is with inbound calls, these come to your cell phone. So the only person you have to worry about turning off this setting is you. So here's the instructions on how to do it. Put this little PDF in here. And this is all in the boot camp so that you guys can see it. So on here, on this boot camp, we're back at it again. The script that works is Dominique Rogers' inbound script. Dominique is incredibly profitable off this lead type. And so it'll tell you what to say and what to keep you in good graces, so that, because I'm going to tell you some more stuff. There's rebuttals. Like, what do you say, the rebuttals? There's sample ads. So you guys can actually see what the ads say. This is important. I'll show you guys this. So the goal is to get people to call, right? And then some people will call, and this is some of the complaints that I get because I deal with this every day. So one of the complaints is they thought it was free. They were looking for a free $25,000. The ad they see must say free $25,000. It must say free 40. That's not what it says. I'm going to show you the actual ad that it shows. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to play this thing.
My mother recently passed away unexpectedly. It destroyed my family. Thankfully, she was able to give us $40,000 to cover her end-of-life expenses. Here is what she did to take care of us even after she left. This is important. If you haven't gotten your $40,000 funeral benefit, listen closely. You might miss out on a big chance to pay for your final expenses. Seniors all over America have a special chance to get $40,000 to pay for their funeral and leave extra money behind for their loved ones. Most people don't know about this program, and this might be the last week to sign up. It's important to find out if you can join. I'll show you how. Don't miss your chance to get the best final expense benefit in years. All you need to do is click the Learn More button below and answer 3 easy questions. Don't miss your chance. Get it now.
All right. So then it says claim by clicking the Learn More button below. So this is the video ad for Facebook or whatever it is, right? And then, okay, so you saw the video. People go, well, that's misleading. It doesn't say life insurance. It says benefit. It says whatever. Well, then what's going to happen after they do that is they got to go through and answer 3 questions. I don't have all 3 questions, but one of the questions is, are you over 50? And it'll say something like eligible for affordable life insurance benefit or life insurance plan, up to $25,000 worth of coverage, burial insurance. It'll have words like that inside the ad. And then the call to action over here is, if you want to learn more, push the button. And then it calls you. So the people that are calling, there's no mistake that they're calling to make sure their family's final expenses are taken care of. But if they think it's a benefit or state remember we used to do final expense, Grady, when it would be like the mailers, and we would drive all the way out to people's houses. And then, we would get there and we'd be standing on the porch. They're like, we don't want you to come in because unless it's free, it's a government benefit, right? And we're like, no, it's tax free. It's free to your beneficiary. They don't have to pay anything, but in order for it to pay out, you got to die. I mean, that's stuff we would say. Like, what the people are really concerned about is taking care of their family. So if you just turn it around and go, well, listen, it's not free, but it's designed for people on a fixed or limited income, and it is affordable, and it's way less expensive than your family having to come out of pocket $20,000 to bury you when you die. And I imagine that's why you were calling, right, Dolores? Yes. So are you interested in the affordable monthly payments if we can find something that'll fit your budget? Information's never a disadvantage. And then you just keep going like you would on a regular thing. But too many people get caught up on it. You know what I mean? So all that stuff's in the boot camp. Copies of ads are in the boot camp. It's fully transparent.
Said affordable life insurance program. I mean, it's 2026. For people to think that that something is just without question free is a foolish mentality, right? It's that client that doesn't even have $54. So doesn't understand that there's going to be a cost to it. I mean, we live in a society we've been marketed to now for a decade through ads, right? If that person is still so blind to society's messages that they are have their heels dug in that, you said it'd be $40,000 of free money for my family. Like, okay, let's just just do your job and navigate those questions perfect. Yep, it's not exactly free. It's tax free to and then just do the objections. But guess what? They called you.
Dude,
they called you. This is insane, Trey.
It's life-changing.
I'm sweating in my freaking guest bedroom, dialing that Android forever. I would have given anything for someone to call me. Holy cow, they call us now. What else you guys show us? Sorry, I just got excited about.
Well, and I'll share this one last slide so you guys can see. So we do a morning every day, Monday through Friday, on our Telegram, just a training. And what we do is we just take people that are doing really good with the program. All the calls are recorded, so everything gets recorded. So we'll play the first 90 seconds of recordings. We'll talk about what people did right. We'll talk about what people did wrong. We'll show people that sold, people that didn't sell, people that follow script, people that don't follow script. We interview people that are doing really well with it. We do that 15, 20 minutes every day. And this is where you find that. That's in a dial team that Grady showed at the beginning of the podcast. The dial teams, that it's one of those. It's the dialteam.fflall.com. And then we have a Telegram chat that you can join too. So that's all on the boot camp. So what I wanted to say though, Grady, is like the biggest challenge. And I love FFL because we're always trying to stay ahead of the lead game and not sit on our laurels. But the biggest challenge in this business is getting people to answer the phone. That's the biggest challenge. And so with this, the only person you have to get to answer the phone is you. Like, I only got to worry about one person answering the phone. And what we've noticed with new agents, and so there was some pushback initially in my group, and we got a ton of people doing nothing but inbounds. And that's not necessarily the great strategy. Don't do nothing but inbounds. Just do inbounds in the morning for 2 hours and then run your IUL appointments that you already got set. Like, This isn't to replace everything. This is just in addition to. But we got a bunch of people that push back early on and go, I don't want new people to do this, because if new people do it, they won't ever want to dial. And what this is really about is getting people reps quickly. Like, if I could get a brand new agent on the phone and they can have 10 conversations before 2:00 about life insurance, that's fast reps. They could learn really quick because there's a little bit of time in between the last time they talk to somebody. So the reps are high. The other thing is they can make a sale because they're going to get those people that are going to buy insurance from anybody. Like the super patient person that'll stay on the phone 2.5 hours with you and do four applications because they really want the insurance. Like, they run into those people and they get that belief check. When that belief check does more for an agent than any other training we can do. Like, it'll open their eyes and ears when they get a deposit for $1,100. And somebody called them. And so then they get used to get a deposit. And if they got a dial to go get that deposit, guess what they'll do? They'll go dial and they'll go get the deposit. But it's overcoming a lot of the reluctancy in the beginning, because it's forcing the person to actually have the conversations about life insurance. And then they get all the warm fuzzies. Like, I really helped Mary and she was really looking for it. And that really felt good. And then they want to continue and get more of that. So, I love it. It's exciting. It's fun. It's a great thing for part-timers. We've never really had a great opportunity. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't know that we've had the best opportunity for part-timers. But if somebody can take calls on their day off in the morning when they work at the fire department the rest of the week, that's one way that somebody can tiptoe into it. It's a great recruiting tool. It's a great way for you to go back and pick up people that couldn't dial all day for whatever reason. People that you like, not the bad ones, the good ones that kind of fell off. We've been doing a lot of that. So this opens up a lot of doors for us. It gives us unfair advantages in a lot of places. And this is exclusive to Family First Life inside of the ILC and Integrity Connect. And it will probably stay that way for quite a while. So this gives us another, unfair advantage.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Amen.
I love it, Trey. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, that boot camp is pinned below. Natasha will email and text out and post in our Slack that link that Trey showed for the boot camp. I'll also drop it on my leadership chats right now. And you can get access to it. You're going to go into the ILC under campaigns. It's in the boot camp, but if people can't wait for the boot camp or they want to go poke around, which is the drop down they're looking for?
Yeah, this is what you do. You log into your gateway, you click on Lead Center. When you get to Lead Center, you click Campaigns. In the right-hand corner, you click Create Campaign. Then campaign type is going to be call. Lead type is going to be life. You're going to select Ringba, the 92nd one. It's the very top one. The description's going to fall out from underneath it. When you select it, you click the blue button. It'll bring you to a page that says put your first and last name, your national producer number, and your email address. That email address doesn't have to be the email address from Gateway. It's not the same thing. Like, it doesn't do all the other stuff Gateway does. So you just put whatever email address you want to put in there, and they're going to email you instructions to log in. You open that thing up, you set up a password, you go back, you put the password in, you watch the required training. It'll take you back to the campaign tab, and you can complete your campaign from there. It's pretty simple.
Got to do the training.
Yes.
How long is the training, Trey?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. A little micro training, then boom, it's like the plan and roll leads. Plan and roll are in another option in the ILC. So many options of leads. Now you can just sit at home and have people call you and sell them life insurance.
Well, you still got to work. I don't want to make it sound too easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be someone's going to make a reel of a guy laying in bed all day, just laying there with his phone on, making sales with his iPad, and he's going to write 10 grand in a day, because that's the world we live in now. Because people want to protect their family. That's it. That's what leads are. Leads love their family so much. They don't know how to protect them, so they're going to reach out to strangers and hope they help them. Now, we're those loving strangers, and we get to protect them and put something in place to help them. Trey, this is fantastic. What the is bright in all the rainbow colors. I'm out of words. I needed another thesaurus or something, another language. But Trey, I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for the time you shared with us. Thank you for the detail, the effort, the sleepless hours and early mornings you put in to create this. We will get this link out that Trey shared within minutes, so you'll have all of access to it. Natasha's posted in here. But reach out to your manager and say, hey, How do I get that boot camp that Trey just talked about on the call? And then when they say what, you go, you weren't on the call with Trey? This is incredible. Well, let me ask, who's your manager? Because I'm sure he was on it. And then you get it from that person. And I'll have it posted here in a minute too. So guys, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. As our old mentor said for early in the business, get good at getting leads. Trey made a great reference, says, do this for a couple hours in the morning, then go do your other stuff and do your other stuff. This is just another arrow in your quiver. Quick question. Is there a future where this beyond final expense?
Yes. Yeah, there totally is. There totally is. In a lot of different ways. That's a whole nother hour call. It's very interesting, actually. But yes, and this is just the beginning of it. I mean, it really is. This relationship, it's awesome. And we're going to be thinking back 10 years from now about this time and like what a change it was for all of us. So I'm excited about it.
You too, brother. Thank you so much.